the woman confirmed that they had met a few months ago. Luo struggled to recall the details until a sudden realization struck him. He remembered the incident of acquiring his powers and asked if she was the one who appeared in his dream, asking him numerous questions and granting him his superpower. Sitting in the air, the woman snapped her fingers once more, conjuring a cup of tea. Luo couldn't help but think to himself that this goddess figure was quite impressive. He mustered the courage to inquire why she had chosen him specifically out of everyone on Earth and why she had bestowed upon him the power. In response to Luo's questions, the woman's demeanor abruptly changed. She slammed the cup of tea on his head, scolding him for his rudeness in speaking to a goddess in such a manner. Luo muttered to himself, astonished by her audacity. Fortunately, the tea wasn't hot, sparing him from any discomfort. Wondering why she had reacted so strongly, Luo asked why she was throwing tea at him. She replied that it was because of his disrespectful behavior. She then explained that she had given Luo his superpower simply because it made her happy. As she set the cup of tea down, dark clouds rolled in, accompanied by rumbling thunder. The surroundings became ominous, but soon returned to normal, the darkness dissipating. Alice warned Luo that in the near future, the city he lived in would face a similar fate if the actions of his generation led to the destruction of the world, which would also mean the destruction of her work. Luo pondered the possibility that Alice was the creator of their world. She confirmed that her clan was indeed responsible for its creation, leaving Luo in awe. While he still struggled to fully comprehend his power and its purpose, Alice expressed her need for him to use that power to change the world. In the near future, the world was destined for extinction due to human greed. To prevent this dire fate, Goddess Alice had chosen 3 warriors, including Luo, to fulfill a crucial task in the city. As Alice explained the gravity of the situation, Luo couldn't help but feel that his superpower, which he initially believed would only bring personal benefits, had thrust him into a storyline reminiscent of a typical teenage male comic. Thoughts raced through his mind as he contemplated the possibility of having to fight with blood and tears for world peace. Eager to meet the other 2 warriors chosen by Goddess Alice, Luo suggested that they gather to get to know each other. Curious, Alice questioned Luo's anxiety to meet them, her hands outstretched, channeling his superpower. However, Alice informed him that their meeting would have to wait as she had other matters to attend to. In an instant, she disappeared, leaving Luo with a sense of abandonment. Later, as Luo went to sleep, Alice's words lingered in his mind. She had instructed him to use his power to change the world, but he still couldn't comprehend the exact purpose behind it. He wondered if the others with superpowers felt the same way and pondered his next course of action. Eventually, exhaustion overcame him, and he drifted into slumber. Within his dreams, Luo found himself in the company of the other 2 chosen warriors and Goddess Alice. They stood together, awaiting Alice's explanation. However, before she could delve into the details, Alice decided to show them something significant, a revelation that would shed light on their shared destiny. She revealed to them a glimpse of Earth's future. Luo was filled with shock, witnessing the devastation that awaited their race and the decline of the world. They were the chosen warriors, handpicked by her, as she informed them. She began explaining that their mission was to save the Earth. Curious, Luo asked her how they would accomplish such a task. Her response urged him to utilize his brain, reminding him that it wasn't merely for decoration. She informed them that if they couldn't succeed within a year, they should teach the people of their generation to restrain their own behavior, as she would erase their race entirely from the universe. Suddenly, Luo woke up from his slumber, shouting. He went back to sleep once again. Early in the morning, Mimi awakened him. He checked his phone and discovered a message from his mother, urging him to come home for lunch, as it had been a long time since his last visit. It was then that he realized the bandage on his hand had come undone. Holding his phone, he wondered why it hadn't transformed. Calling out Yazora's name, she immediately transformed. Could it be that he could now control his power freely? However, he couldn't be certain if it was merely an accident. He decided to test it once more, requesting Yazora's cooperation. In an instant, a flash of blue flame appeared in his hand. He uttered the words, "Superpower retrieved," and Yazora transformed back into a phone. Now, it no longer mattered if he had a bandage or not. Glancing at the time on his phone, he realized it was already past 10. He hurriedly got ready to leave so that he could have lunch at home. Luo stepped out of his apartment and entered an elevator, only to encounter a drunken man inside. He couldn't understand why someone would be intoxicated during the day, finding the atmosphere suffocating. The man, hungry and holding another bottle of alcohol, kicked the elevator impatiently, questioning why it was moving too slowly even though it was descending. Concerned about the man hitting his leg against the wall, Luo attempted to calm him down. When the elevator doors finally opened, Luo quickly exited, but the drunk man continued his wall-hitting frenzy. Deciding to take a different elevator on his way back, Luo couldn't shake off the eerie encounter as he witnessed the drunk man screaming, "Ghost," when the elevator transformed into a girl with only one eye open. Fear overwhelmed Luo, causing him to stumble and fall to the ground upon seeing the girl. Regretting his decision, he quickly retreated and moved away. As Luo walked along the road, the car he had called earlier arrived, driven by a girl. She invited him to hop in, and they zoomed off. After a short ride, Luo got out of the car and thanked the driver. Just as he was about to continue on his way, he heard someone calling his name. Turning around, he recognized Zhang Yun, accompanied by her friend. Confused by Zhang Yun's statement, Luo couldn't comprehend why she claimed he was so corrupt. Luo couldn't comprehend Zhang's behavior towards him and her assumption based on the car he had arrived in. He tried to explain that it was just a small misunderstanding, but before he could clarify, the girl inside the car spoke up, stating that they were not in a relationship as Zhang had assumed. She explained that her boyfriend had simply gotten a ride in her car, and their relationship was purely transactional. Zhang quickly grasped the situation and bid them farewell, speeding off in her car. Luo felt the need to clarify once more, insisting that he was not the girl's boyfriend. Zhang's friend, named Taozi, whom Luo had just been introduced to as Zhang's high school classmate, continued talking with him. As they engaged in conversation, they suddenly heard someone shouting about a robbery nearby. A woman's panicked voice pierced the air, drawing their attention. In a shocking turn of events, a car came rushing in, colliding with the person involved in the robbery. The individual lay lifeless on the ground, and Luo, along with the girls he was with, watched the unfolding scene in astonishment. Then, a figure emerged, with blue flames emanating from their hand. They seemed to be controlling the car. Filled with curiosity and a flicker of hope, Luo dashed towards the figure, his mind racing with the possibility that this person could be one of the three warriors he had heard about. Luo chased after the mysterious figure, calling out for them to stop and wait. However, the figure swiftly turned a corner, disappearing from Luo's sight. He couldn't determine which direction the person had gone, realizing that there were others with superpowers in this world, as Lord Alice had mentioned. Considering it a mere accident, Luo decided it was best to head back for now since he had lost track of the figure. Upon his return, Luo inquired whether someone had called the police. Zhang asked him where he had gone, expressing her fear and how terrifying the situation had been for her. Just as Luo spotted the figure once again, the person vanished before he could reach their location. Luo wondered if the figure had returned to observe something specific. Intrigued by the person's superpowers, he pondered the nature of their ability to manipulate cars. Soon, the police arrived at the scene and began interviewing Zhang and her friend. Zhang explained that two men had suddenly appeared, snatched her bag, and then a car had swiftly come out of nowhere, sending the robbers flying. The unexpected retaliation by a car left everyone astonished. The police also wanted to hear Luo's account of the incident, asking if he had anything else to add. Luo replied that he had been with Zhang and her friend throughout the event. The officer thanked them for their cooperation. Luo returned home to find his mother wearing a face mask. He was taken aback and felt a sense of fear. He had never seen someone wearing a mask during the day. His mother asked him what he was mumbling about, and he quickly dismissed it as nothing. Feeling famished, Luo requested that they eat, but his mother playfully pinched his cheek, calling him a glutton and stating that she wouldn't serve him until she removed her mask. Luo walked back home, feeling exhausted after his mother had insisted he help with the housework. As he made his way, he patiently waited for the traffic light to turn green before crossing the road. However, a truck approached, completely disregarding the red light. The truck was moving at a high speed, and Luo feared for his life. In a moment of desperation, he turned and saw a forklift for rent vehicle nearby. Acting on instinct, he touched the vehicle and transformed it into a girl. Luo urgently pleaded with the transformed girl to assist him, as his life was in imminent danger. The girl, displaying immense strength and confidence, managed to stop the truck by pushing it away. She noticed a peculiar aura surrounding the truck, as if it had been under some form of control. However, the aura had completely dissipated. Recalling the earlier incident involving the car being controlled, Luo wondered if someone was intentionally causing disturbances. Sensing someone approaching, he swiftly pulled the transformed girl away, advising her to revert to her original form, as the presence of the police was imminent, and it wouldn't be suitable for her to remain in that state. She changed back, and Luo silently walked away. Unbeknownst to him, a lady observed his actions from behind. Luo arrived home, still buzzing with excitement from the thrilling events of the day. As he entered his house, he noticed that the lights were still on, making him wonder if he had forgotten to switch them off before leaving. Everything seemed to be in order, but then he heard a sound coming from the bathroom. Curiosity piqued, he went to investigate. Upon opening the bathroom door, Luo was surprised to find a lady inside. It was Lord Alice. She explained that she had borrowed his bathroom for a moment. Intrigued by her presence in his house, Luo asked if there was something she needed him to do. Lord Alice replied that she indeed had many tasks for him. Open to anything, Luo expressed his willingness to assist. Firstly, Lord Alice mentioned that his shower gel had run out and advised him to remember to restock it. Observing that she was folding her arms and appeared cold, Luo suggested that she put on additional clothing. In response, Lord Alice swiftly changed her attire and inquired if that would suffice. With his curiosity still burning, Luo couldn't help but ask Lord Alice about the earlier incident and their motives behind it. However, she cryptically responded that she couldn't divulge such information. She likened it to a teacher not revealing the answers during a test, implying that the challenges they faced would require Luo's own exploration and discovery. Luo questioned whether allies with superpowers could potentially attack one another, seeking clarification from Lord Alice.